Sawadee krap, you're watching Thailand News Today, where in this program, Bangkok reports its first South African COVID variant, while shortages of hospital beds means authorities are now allowing for self-isolation at home. Details on these stories coming right up. But first, we'd like to give a shout out to Julian Gunter for becoming a Thaiger legend. Thank you so much, Julian, for your support. And you can be a Thaiger legend as well by hitting that join button. All right, on to the news. Bangkok has reported its first case of the beta variant of COVID-19 originally detected in South Africa. The patient had contact with an infected person in the southern province of Narathiwat. Hundreds of cases of the beta variant have already been reported in southern Thailand and are believed to have been imported from Malaysia, which is currently under lockdown. Yesterday, 11 new infection clusters were reported across 8 provinces, with places like construction camps, markets, and factories all coming in for close scrutiny. 4 of the 11 clusters are in Bangkok. There are now 111 active COVID-19 clusters in the country, pushing today's published infections to over 5,000, along with 22 COVID-related deaths. The National Security Council chaired a meeting of the CCSA to discuss the rising infections in Bangkok and other dark red zone provinces, as well as the situation in the south of the country. Most cases in the north and south have been linked to social gatherings, whereas in the east and central provinces, infections are spreading from factories and markets. The crisis in the Bangkok area and in the south of the country has led to a new round of restrictions being imposed for 30 days from today. At this time, many of the businesses that have been affected by the latest round of restrictions imposed in Bangkok and 9 other provinces are appealing for state aid. The new restrictions kick in from today in Bangkok, Nakhon Pathom, Nonthaburi, Samut Prakan, Samut Sakhon, Pathum Thani, Narathiwat, Songkhla, Pattani, and Yala. They include a ban on eating in at restaurants and will be enforced for 30 days. Shopping centers will also have to close by 9 p.m. Yesterday, over 10,000 police officers and members of the military were brought in to lock down 575 worker and construction camps and patrol the area to make sure people don't escape. Amid an ongoing shortage of hospital beds, the Medical Services Department has agreed that asymptomatic COVID-19 patients in the Bangkok area will now be able to self-isolate at home until a bed becomes available. Each patient will be provided with a thermometer and oximeter to check pulse. Patients considered high risk will also be given a supply of the antiviral medication favipiravir, while low to medium risk patients will be given the Thai traditional herbal medicine Pha Thalai Jon. Patients will also have follow-up consultations with doctors via video calls, as well as occasional home visits. Officials will trial the home isolation policy in Bangkok and the surrounding areas due to the shortage of the hospital beds. It's understood that there are around 500 symptomatic COVID-19 patients currently waiting for a hospital bed. After the raid on 2 nightclubs masquerading as restaurants in Pattaya that resulted in 121 arrests, the group of arrested partygoers were all being tested for COVID while waiting for court hearings. The raids of the Garden 168 and Mosala Bar and Restaurant found a mix of Thais and foreigners drinking, smoking shisha, and gathering in evening entertainment venues, all illegal under the current emergency decree. The partygoers, some who tried to escape to neighboring rooftops or hide, were all taken into custody and held at the Pattaya police station. Shisha is illegal at all times in Thailand, but social gatherings, consuming alcohol, and operating a bar or entertainment venue are all temporarily outlawed under the current emergency decree in Chon Buri's provincial restrictions. As Chon Buri and Pattaya work to contain and reduce COVID-19 infections, beaches and a market area have been ordered to close indefinitely. The Chon Buri Public Relations Department released a new round of closure orders affecting some of the province's beaches and market areas. The Royal Thai Navy also joined in on the closure orders, announcing a string of beaches in the naval area that they will close and patrol. Bang San Beach will now be closed every evening, beginning at 8 p.m. and reopening in the early morning at 4 a.m. The Pongsak Market in Mueang Chon Buri district is also being locked down for at least 2 weeks. The Royal Thai Navy announced a list of beaches in the Sattahip area just south of Pattaya that they will close temporarily. Yesterday, Myanmar authorities set an assortment of drugs on fire throughout the country. The drugs were valued collectively at $170 million. That's around 20 billion baht. Burmese authorities blazed opium, heroin, and methamphetamine. Their narcotic suppression experts say drug syndicates have used ingenuity to get around COVID-19 travel restrictions and are still very much open for business. There were also bags of greenish-brown sacks of cannabis stacked at a compound in Yangon next to large bags of reddish-pink pills, piles of heroin, heaps of ketamine, tramadol, and crystal meth set to be set ablaze today. Drivers of Bangkok's tuk-tuks are among the hardest hit by COVID lockdowns and restrictions. Their debts are mounting and their loans aren't being paid off. Obviously, there are few passengers at the moment. Some report their daily takings of 1,500 to 2,000 baht have all but vanished. But unexpected help has come in from two new groups of advertisers: Thailand political groups looking for new ways of promoting their demands, and K-pop obsessed youth. During last year's protests, the city's public transport turned off its systems, so protesters were unable to travel to the anti-government protests. So, K-pop enthusiasts have boycotted the MRT and BTS and are now spreading their love on the back of tuk-tuks and food vendor stands. Fans have mobilized to put up banners of their favorite K-pop idols on the noisy three-wheelers for a month at a time, adding a new source of income for struggling drivers. And the mobile advertising canvases are increasingly adorned with political messages and statements after the government have suppressed actual protest rallies. One tuk-tuk driver says, "The fans are our life support system and give us hope to keep on fighting." Alright, that's all for the news today. Now don't forget to become a fan of the Thaiger by hitting the join button to become a member. As one wise tuk-tuk driver said, our fans are our support system and we'll keep on fighting to bring you accurate and timely news as always. Thank you for watching and Sawadee krap.